With all the histrionics that is going on across the entirety of YouTube and the independent commentary sphere, it looks like it was just all being blown out of proportion, right? Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, it's doing fine, guys. Don't worry about it. It's at the top of the box office. Nothing can knock it off, except for the incoming competition of the new Mission Impossible movie in the next 2 weeks and the fact that this film is absolute dog water. But don't pay attention to any of that stuff, right? Disney's fine. Lucasfilm is great. Kathleen Kennedy's not going anywhere because it's at the top of the box office. Don't read any further. Don't look into the numbers. It's great. It's fine. Everything's fantastic. Everything's not burning down right now. This isn't France after all. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny got a hero's welcome on its hunt for #1 spot at the box office. Interesting. Okay. The action adventure struck gold and raked in $24 million on Friday. Oh, that's not very good. That's really not good, okay? And also, because whatever films do nowadays, the fact that they release in, like, I don't know, the middle of the night on Wednesday and you can go catch Thursday screenings, it was tracking behind The Flash, which was a monumental failure, which is being removed or has already been removed from 1,500 theaters. Bruh. The film stars Harrison Ford in his most feeble, decrepit state that he's ever been in. Like, the dude's a couple months older than Joe Biden, and you know what, props for some of the stunts that he does pull off, but you can, like, it's just sad, man. I've listened to in-depth reviews of this stuff, and I have a fondness for Indiana Jones, right? Like, it's under that Lucasfilm umbrella alongside Star Wars. Like, I think I've probably seen Return of the Jedi the most, not all the way through or anything like that, just the stupid little goofy teddy bears that everybody jokes about, so it'd be hack to bring it up. But yeah, out of the original trilogy, I think they're fine, whatever. It's not something that I'm going to go back to and watch. I've watched through all of them. I've seen, the first 6. I haven't watched any of the sequel stuff, and I think that I'm better off because of it. But yeah, watch the sequel, or the prequel trilogy once through, it's fine. Watch the OT, it's fine. I don't have any fondness for it. It's one of those things that you have to grow up with, I guess. That's what everybody says. I think I understand why they're popular, and I understand why they were groundbreaking at the time, but they don't do anything for me, okay? But Indiana Jones, that was something that I didn't watch until, like, much later in life. I think family and I, we went through and we watched all 3 of them. I still haven't watched the sequel. I've done very good about curating my film-going experience, okay? So, haven't watched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Know everything that goes on when it comes to that stuff. But watching the trilogy that is the Indiana Jones movies, yeah, they're good. They're very good. Raiders is fantastic. Temple of Doom is kind of unduly maligned. It's decent. It's not terrible, but it's fine. And The Last Crusade has Sean Connery in it, so it's already the best one that's going to be out there. But it was one of those last macho male action stars that was left relatively unmolested. I know what everybody was talking about. Oh, Harrison Ford was a little bit decrepit, even back in 2008 when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out. But no, from 81 to 89, so the Indiana Jones story was complete even before I was born, and he was well loved from everybody. But this one, Sons of Density, oh my Christ, the Dilator of Dysentery, whatever you want to go with, this thing just, it sounds like depression. It sounds like one of those films where you'd go and basically be in a better mood coming out of if you would have watched puppies get skinned alive. Like, it just doesn't sound great at all. And even from the professional reviewers that are out there, not from, the independent folks that are talking about this stuff on the internet, they don't even like the feminist inset character, Helena Shaw, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Like, she's intolerable. And I know a lot of people are going to look at her Clydesdale-ish good looks and poke fun at that, and of course I will, because I'm a grown-ass man and I think that shit's fucking hilarious. But the best way and the most consistent way that I've heard her character be described is that she's well aware whenever the camera is on her, and she's constantly playing to that, and all of the little nuanced things that she does, even if you can refer to her acting as being nuanced, it's just copying some male traits and Disney and James Mangold, which I don't know, that dude's like, he's directed a lot of good things and a lot of bad things as well, so this just happens to fall into the latter basket. But you don't understand what makes male characters relatable and female characters relatable. It's not symmetrical. So if you're gonna have a a female action star be a casual alcoholic who just ogles men and has quippy one-liners at every single turn, even at the most inappropriate of times, like, my friends just died. Oh, well. It's like, that. First of all, your dialogue it wouldn't have been appropriate even if it was on a male character. But if you were supposed to be the female replacement for Indy, you kind of got to be relatable and can do at least some sort of stunts and not be insufferable on screen. Anyways, the film stars Harrison Ford, yes, all 81 years of age, in his fifth and final portrayal of archaeologist extraordinaire Jones. Well, Ford is scrappy and lovable as ever, I guess. Okay. You guys like when he was all depressed in his department at the beginning when his son's dead and he's going through a divorce and nobody cares about him lecturing in university anymore? Like I said, it's been a while, but when I first watched all those films, like, I can remember a whole bunch of scenes from that film. Like when he's, delivering his lecture in university right after the big boulder chase scene. Like everybody's engaged, but now you cut back to this film and it's nobody's really paying attention and nobody cares about, a legendary person in that world, educating them on his final day, giving his final lecture. Like, it just sounds like a misery simulator. Across the Spider-Verse remained in second place this week, taking home $3.4 million. Fucking oof, man. Is anybody going to the theater anymore? Like, is everything just fucking done? Because that's what I'm seeing right here. I've said this before. Hollywood, in and of itself, it's not dying. It's just these derivative shit films that just molest characters, rape them of all of the aspects that people like them for, in order to just plaster them on to unlikable females. Because that's what we're seeing here, man. I'm tired of people just dancing around this shit. Men and women both like heroic action stars. There's a reason that the 80s and the 90s action films are held in such high regards. Even if they weren't Oscar-winning screenplays, people still love the catalogs of Arnold Schwarzenegger. People still love the casual misogyny that is in the James Bond series. That was the last good one, by the way, Skyfall. I don't know about the rest of them, but they're all ass cancer. But this Phoebe Waller-Bridge chick, she's effectively killed Indiana Jones, and she was the head writer on No Time to Die, the one that everybody hates, the most recent Bond film. So, good job. Maybe she knows where the bodies are hid, but given the fact that this film is an absolute fucking box office disaster, it could go down. But there's still a couple more films that are supposed to come out this year. MCU's The Marvels, oh, and then Aquaman 2, oh. It's going to be interesting because both of those films are sequels, quasi sort of, for the Marvels, right? Because Captain Marvel made over $1 billion. What's its sequel going to do? It's not going to come close to $1 billion. That's 100% facts. But what's going to be a bigger drop-off? Captain Marvel to the Marvels, or Aquaman, which inexplicably also made $1 billion, to Aquaman 2? I think it's probably going to be Aquaman 2. So we haven't even seen the biggest bombs that have come through Hollywood yet, even with The Flash, even with Elemental, and even with Indiana Jones. Because here's an actual trade paper instead of just, hi, look at this film, it's great, it's got the nice pictures than the old man that you guys all recognize. Indiana Jones and the box office of doom. Yeah, that's the one that's going around out there. I like Indiana Joe because it just sounds like he's got that old man appeal to him, just going, huh? What? Oh, we gotta go to Greece. Oh, I hope the war's doing good over there. Not now, Joe. Just calm down. Why Dial of Density? I know it's Destiny, but that's a woman's name. At $60 million isn't setting records for franchise finale updated box office. Yeah, $24 million on Friday, $60 million in its first 3 days that have been out there. Fucking oof. But hey, at least there's no big domestic competition until Mission Impossible comes out next week. And then by that time, like, the drop-off from opening week to this second week, oof, it's going to be cataclysmic. And then to be able to contrast the seventh Mission Impossible film to a beloved IP like Indiana Jones. How the fuck can Disney buy Lucasfilms that has two of the biggest franchises ever with Star Wars and Indiana Jones and turn them into catastrophic dumpster fires? It's fucking amazing, man. Like, I don't even like Star Wars that much, but I know the characters. I've only seen the Indiana Jones trilogy once, and I know the characters. But now, going forward, nobody's gonna know any of the characters because nobody's gonna want to watch any new shit that comes out. You guys have fucked up Hollywood legends. Good fucking job. Mission accomplished? Maybe. Even though Disney, Lucasfilms, Indiana Jones, and the Dial of Destiny is looking to hit the bottom rung of its tracking projections of $60 million Sunday morning, there is no question that the disastrous results of the finale to be a historically beloved franchise film. Come on, Indiana Jones is the reason why Disney shelled out $4 billion for Lucasfilms, apparently, and Star Wars was just a throw-in afterwards? Anyways, the global start here at $130 million is $10 million less than what we are seeing. Nancy will have more, and the fan-loathed Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull had a $272.1 million global start. So 2008, it made $272.1 million on opening weekend. 130 in 2023. Oh, what the fuck? A few things to stomach. Not only did Star Wars bomb Solo open higher than the Dial of Destiny with 84 million, 84.4 million 3-day, 103 million 4-day, but so did Paramount's seventh quel. Oh my lord, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, $61 million. Oh my god. Yesterday, according to a key source, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny before $100 million is estimated in production and PA costs. Okay, costs a mind-boggling $300 million plus. That's how much the film cost to put to screens, and now $130 million. Like it's not going to keep that going throughout the rest of the week. This film is going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars because the marketing isn't included in that $300 million. It's got to, in order to break even, get to about $750 million. It ain't getting there. Who the fuck even knows if it's going to get to Little Mermaid $500 million numbers? I don't even know if it got to $500 million. It was sitting in on and around $450 million last time I checked. But a lot of people are going to be talking about Hollywood being done. Oh, it's over. It's oh my god, everything is just pathetic and it's done. No, this whole trend of ruining franchises, that's what's done. Because like I've said before, Mission Impossible coming out in 2 weeks' time. I think it's the 14th or whatever the Friday shakes out to be next week. That probably is the 14th. That is, like I said, the 7th film in the series. It's part 1 of a part 2 planned finale or something like that. Super Mario Brothers earlier this year made $1 billion. Those are still franchise or derivative films. The underlying idea that, oh man, remakes, continuations on these long-running franchises, all of this is all fatigue, all of it's all over. Take a look at what's happening with superhero films. Nobody cares about that stuff anymore. But guess what? If you just come in and you make an apolitical, good to decent film, people will turn out to watch it. That's what you have to learn from this. But Hollywood isn't going to they aren't going to fucking learn from this stuff. You know what they're going to learn from the Super Mario Brothers film? Not for the fact that it was just a straight ahead story of about beloved, easily the most recognized video game character that's out there. It was a likable, lovable family story. Okay. A brother trying to rescue his brother. Fantastic stuff. Top Gun Maverick, Tom Cruise's last big film. What was that? A nice apolitical fighter jet film. Fantastic stuff. Mission Impossible, it's probably going to be a little bit more complex than that, but it has the chance. It really, truly does have a good chance of making $1 billion. Because why? People are just wanting good entertainment. There's a lot of people that have just taken a look at these schlock films that have come through, and it's like, oh my god, I'm just tired of being talked down to. I am tired of being proselytized to. People across the spectrum are starting to wake up. You can see it every single place that you go. Bud Light was key in cluing people in, and then especially their fuck up with the second ad campaign that came around, and everybody's looking at that going, yeah, why do you hate your customers so much? Like, we don't like this. People are finally applying some standards to their entertainment that's out there, and that's a beautiful sign. But is Hollywood going to learn from that? Well, time will tell, because there's only so much money in that pot that's out there. For as much fear-mongering as people want to say about, oh, they do it for ESG and DEI. Well, I think the Supreme Court just kind of put a boot on the neck of that ideology. So you guys will have to come up with some new fear-mongering tactics in the future. People still want to be entertained. People still want good entertainment. If you build it, they will come. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.